I'm very grateful that we have both Dawn and Joyce here today for a couple of reasons. Well, one of those reasons is, of course, to share a little bit about Anne's legacy. And Dawn worked side by side with Anne for her career here at this center and can probably add to what I'm going to share with you today. I had the pleasure of working with Anne. So when I started, the agency was about 7 years in existence. It was 88, and then the agency began in 81. And it's interesting, yesterday, we were doing a podcast around influential women in our community. And I actually chose in that podcast to talk about Anne because I believe that she very softly and quietly, humbly, but also in her very determined way, supported this community until she no longer could. She was a force to be reckoned with, a bit of a stubborn force, but from my experience, that stubbornness came from the direct commitment that she had to support the community that we live in and those newcomers and immigrants that were here and walking through the doors of what was the Mennonite Center for Newcomers and is now the Edmonton Newcomer Center. So I feel that I learned a lot from her, that quiet compassion, that energy to just want to do the absolute best for the people that connected with and do it humbly. And I think that resonates with this agency even 44 years later. Can you believe it's been 44 years, Dawn? 44 years later, is that legacy of supporting community and just doing the absolute best you can alongside other people and humbly knowing that that's your role and commitment to the work that's being done still resonates extremely strong in this space. And so I am forever grateful for her approach to how she worked with people, and that stubbornness drove things forward, in my opinion, right? She wouldn't say no to things. But Anne's story was that she was a nurse, right? And so she was directly connected, not just through her profession, but also through her faith and her belief that working and supporting people in the helping professions was a really important, valuable, cherished thing. And so when we lost Anne, one of the greatest gifts that she could have given us is the capacity to be able to re-gift the opportunity to people who want to enter back into those helping professions. And the setup of this endowment or this scholarship was that step. So this year we have not just the honor of awarding a recipient with money from the endowment that came from Anne's legacy, but we have the added value of offering another endowment or scholarship to another young woman with a generous donation from Joyce Bergen, who helped make this happen this year. So thank you so much, Joyce. And everything that I believe I said about Anna, I absolutely believe about Joyce and Dawn as well. The commitment to our community, the honoring of the people that we work with in a humble, passionate way is something that resonates extremely strong with me. And I am just always so honored to know that I've had the opportunity to work together with people like this and learn from them. So with that said, I'm wondering if we can do the presentation of the check, unless Dawn or Joyce, is there anything that you'd like to share about Anne and her story? I mean, Dawn, you worked the closest with her.
She said it very well. Yeah, she had a very strong commitment. As Laurie was saying, she had lived in Vietnam for 3 years, and prior to coming here, she was in Indonesia for about 6 years, so she had quite a bit of intercultural background when she came to the city, but still knew the Vietnamese language very well. And at that time, she was probably the only one in the healthcare profession that knew the Vietnamese language, so she could really be a broker for a lot of the Vietnamese newcomers that were arriving in the early 1980s, and especially in the mental health services, and spent a lot of time in settlement work, but referrals to mental health practitioners and as well as, well, many other agencies as well. So, yeah, she had a real passion for the work. And yeah, so when she passed on in 1998, I think it was, the board at that time, I was on representing the staff, and there was 2 other board members that kind of, with a family member of Anne's sister that started the endowment. So it's been continuing for all these years, and different number of awards we've been able to, from 1 to 3, and different amounts of money as well. But I think it's a great way to support newcomers in their healthcare and educational pursuits, social work, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, congratulations to our winners this year.
Congratulations. Now we're going to do so, Gloria, on behalf of Anne Falk and the newcomers, I want to say congratulations. I wish you all the best in your career in the future. Thank you so much for wanting to enter the helping profession and do good to our community, as Anne did and all of us do. So congratulations, my dear. Don't just you.
Sure.
Yeah, be careful. Yeah, those chairs move.
Congratulations, all the best in your career.
All the best to you,
Thank
too.
you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Do you want to take a public photo? You're just here to quietly be the rah-rah person.
Yeah.
So I say the same to you. Congratulations. And we're so happy to be able to present you with this check today. I hope that your career in the helping profession will be flourished and you'll be influencing the community for many, many, many years to come. So congratulations to you. And are you a hugger? Sure. You're a hugger? Yeah. Congratulations, Sandra. That's for you.
I promise you don't want me to dance. It's not cute. I worked out last night, so I'm in such pain right now that like walking around already hurts enough. Sure. And I'm a second-year student at the U of A right now, and I'm studying dental hygiene. I would first like to thank all of you guys for selecting me as one of the recipients, and to Dawn and Joyce as well for providing this education endowment fund. The reason why receiving this award means so much to me and why I chose to apply to this award in the first place is because ever since I was young, I've always had a really big passion of working in healthcare. And I've always wanted to focus on immigrants' health, similar to Anne Falk. I'm a second-generation immigrant where my parents moved from China in the 1990s. And before my parents immigrated, my mom was a nurse, so that greatly impacted my impression of how the healthcare field can provide such positive outcomes. I'm so lucky to have immigrant parents. They immersed me in their unique culture and allowed me to see the world from a very different perspective. And through this experience, I also did learn their first language. I did learn how to speak Mandarin, and that gave me the opportunity to talk to a lot of my parents' Chinese communities and everyone in there. And through that, I also did learn a lot from them. I did throughout that opportunity, though, notice how different some certain values were in immigrants compared to Canadian culture. I more so specifically noted that when it came to medical specialties such as dental hygiene, that oftentimes things were prioritized differently. Speaking of my parents, while they're in China, their oral health wasn't a very big priority. So when they ended up moving to Canada, there was a very big culture shock for them. And they found a lot of gaps in their oral health, and their confidence was greatly impacted by their facial image as well. That's why I chose to pursue dental hygiene, to help aspire people who were just like my parents, who are wishing to address certain oral health issues and regain their confidence. I'm aware from watching my parents growing alongside me that when people decide to adopt different values, that it can often present barriers, especially if you're an immigrant who doesn't know the language coming here. So I hope to be able to, while being in this dental field, continue to help people just like my parents, and to help literally the most hardworking and undervalued people I think there are. Thank you.
Oh, she's going to pass
Speech, much better than mine. My name is Sama, and I was applying for multiple scholarships in November. I found out that I was awarded this one. So my goal is to become an LPN and eventually an RN because I have a deep passion for helping others. I want to provide care, comfort, and support to those in need, making a real difference in people's lives during their most vulnerable moments. This scholarship will provide financial support for my education, bringing me one step closer to achieving my career aspiration. I am very, truly grateful for this opportunity. Thank you, everyone, including Dawn and Joyce. And that's all. Thank you.